Hello everyone, just Gordon here, and welcome back to the Blijdorp Zoo Tour. I'm joined by Eben.
Hello.
And today we are checking out the Rivièrahall. So in the last episode, I mentioned that this over here used to be a red panda enclosure. And
Wow.
actually, fun to see is on Google Maps, in Google Street View, you can actually walk around this zoo from a few years ago. And there you can actually see what this used to look like with like a moat and all sorts of fun stuff. So I highly recommend you do it actually. You can see a lot of cool stuff of how the zoo looked like 10-ish years ago, I think. So that's really cool. Also, what that red panda enclosure is now, oh yeah, backstage peek. Gotta have him when Eben's around. What that red panda habitat is right now is actually a filtration garden. That's something we'll look at the end of this episode, what that actually means. But for now, let's enter the Rivièrahall, this beautiful marvel of architecture of Ravenstein and kind of the core of the old zoo.
And they made a restaurant out of it.
And they made a playground out of it, even worse. So this building had a lot of purposes over the years, from being a garden to an exposition hall. For a while it had an extensive reptile and aquarium collection, which is actually what you can still see in Google Street View. But yeah, for the past 10 plus years, as far as I can remember, actually, this has been a playground.
Yeah. No. This is absolutely a waste of a building, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have an indoor playground.
Yeah.
Also, we could see quite a fun detail is the elephant has a hat of the local soccer club on him. It's pretty cute. But yeah, I also agree that this building is one of the things in the master plan that is really up for renovation quite soon, and I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do with it.
This looks really cool.
Yes, so over here we have a backstage peek, or like a backstage view. It's not a peek because we're actually allowed to see it this time, of an incubation chamber. So here we have a ton of incubators and some education about eggs. So we have all sorts of different eggs of the different birds in the zoo. There's this very fake incubator. I don't know what the idea is there, but it has some signs about it. And then here's some signs about different kinds of eggs, like very apparent eggs and kind of camouflaged eggs. And this is my favorite thing. Here you have a unfertilized egg and a fertilized egg. And you can see the differences there.
That's awesome.
It's really cool. I will say that this backstage is quite clean and organized. I think that is because it is a look-in one. I feel like if this would be an off-exhibit space, it would be a lot more messy.
Yeah.
But, it's always cool to see. So
yeah,
now
really nice.
We are heading to my favorite part of the zoo, probably. And this is an area we should be a little bit familiar with because I built it.
Oh.
This is the victoriaserre. So this is a pretty substantial walk-through bird enclosure. And we have a ton of stuff. So there we got the map. For once, the backstage door over here was open, so I didn't have to peek over the wall to see it.
Yeah. I'm glad that they actually have those fire signs like we do in the original.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, this is a beautiful building. We can also see some of the bird backstage over here. So there's it's just a room with some sticks and some feeders. That's pretty much all you need for a bird, really. But yeah, there's many different species in here. Over here we're looking at the Asian fairy bluebird. But there's all sorts of stuff, and we'll see about half of the birds in here in this video.
Oh, damn! This isn't wow.
Yeah.
This isn't the one in. This isn't as amazing as the one in Blijdorp, but it's amazing nonetheless.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot older. And that's what I love about this, and I'm really afraid of the renovations for this area, because what you've got over here is like a more than 50-year-old. Like this building was built in 1939.
Wow.
Like you've got a garden over here that is that old, you know. So these plants have had decades to establish themselves and to fill out this space, and it's so beautiful.
I don't think they'll like get rid of that.
There has been some concept art where they've like completely revamped this space. So yeah, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I really hope that it stays the same way. Over here we can see all of that piping on the ceiling that I tried to recreate. But yeah, here we got the first sneak peek of what this building is. So yeah, just beautiful plants. Like this is mostly botanical garden. We also got an emergency exit over here. I don't know if these used to be actual exits and entrances. There's actually a couple of these. But yeah, you can see it's still used by keepers to store certain objects, so that's fun.
Which is exactly the thing you want to do with safety exits.
Plug
them with stuff.
Plug them. I mean, the exit itself is free. It was just there was a hose and like a bucket or whatever. But yeah, look at this. So this building has several like compartments. You got this outer ring and then the central dome over here, and this is the first peek we get of this. Just this. It is so freaking beautiful, beautiful, beautiful building.
Okay, now that I've seen it in pictures, but seeing it in video does a lot more. Now that I've seen this, you did an incredible recreation of this.
Thank you.
Re-inspiration, whatever we have to call it.
Yeah, it's not one-to-one, but pretty much.
It's just awesome. Yeah. It's absolutely awesome.
Tables, like I see people eating in here from now every now and then, and I guess it's allowed, because otherwise why would they put these tables and stuff here? But it feels a bit weird because you do have the free roaming birds, which can also get into this space. There's actually a latch in there, like separation area that's open up.
Yeah, but for the longest time in Blijdorp, you could actually do that as well. Like, it was only very recently, I think a few months before we went there, that they stopped doing that and they made the entire indoor section. So I don't think it's such a big
yeah, I noticed some flowers blooming because it's spring, you know, everything was nice and in bloom, so some extra color in here. Okay. This is also really cool. This is a sundew display, which of course is a really cool carnivorous plant.
I love how they made an actual, it's like you said, an actual display of this, and that attracts you much more than a whole bunch of plants.
I mean, the whole bunch of plants that we can see in here are still pretty impressive and attractive.
Yeah.
Those palms over there remind me I should update this place in St. Reginald with the tropical pack. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Yeah, we're just taking our time with this episode, by the way, for those who are wondering. We are checking out the entire Rivièrahall, and it's just a building, and this is the only animal area in it. I will put timestamps in the description if you want to like see specific parts, but I didn't want to do a disservice to this building by like skipping through stuff.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. This is really cool.
Yeah, I think this is one of my favorite views over here.
I think what I like the most is just the textures of everything. Like the rim around the water is really cool.
There was a duck on the ceiling.
Like, God. I'm trying to give like serious commentary, and you go, "There's a duck on the ceiling." Even.
Well, it's not my fault. Your serious commentary started at the moment I was zooming in on the duck on the ceiling.
You could have given me a warning.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Yeah, I just like the texture. Like here, the rim here around the fence has it's all. like everything is very round and has a lot of circle shapes and
yeah, even the flooring
cylinders.
has all these patterns and
Yeah.
things. And over here we have a banana plant.
Ooh.
And what I thought was really cool is that it's completely covered in ants.
Oh.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but look at how many ants there are.
Damn.
It's completely littered. But yeah, that's it for the round thing. The giant lily. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention there's a whole thing over here where they put babies on the water lilies. I don't know why.
You talked about that in the St. Reginald episode. So link in the description.
Ooh, up on the screen now. No,
we're professionals.
Yes, I'm so good at dude. If it weren't for you, my YouTube channel would be in the dirt. But yeah, over here we got that little like separation area, and you can see on the left there's also a latch opened up, so the birds can get through that. They can go into the serre part as well. But yeah, just everything here is completely overgrown. We've got some more birds over here. We've got the black-naped fruit dove over here sitting on a nest. Yeah, but just this space it's just. I love this place because it's very quiet a lot of the time. Not a lot of people come here, so it's just very peaceful and calm. There's benches everywhere for you to relax and just enjoy the space.
Yeah, I understand that. You have to take it in. Wow.
Yep. So this is the white-rumped shama.
You really did your research.
Yes, I definitely looked at these signs over here and wrote down which ones were in the video. Yeah, so here we have all of the birds in here.
Nice signage
cool.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually more signage in the back because this used to be 2 different rooms, but recently they took out the hornbill. It moved to a different part of the zoo, so now they just keep the door open, so you'll find the birds of the 2 rooms everywhere. They sort of still stick to their one room, but yes. Oh, indeed. Over here we've got the toucan, and they've got all of these little exhibit boxes over here.
I don't think I've ever seen one. Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen like 5 different mods of them, but never seen a real animal in real life.
And over here we got the Schlader's crowned pigeon. Actually, I saw the other day, like a day after I was here, they got some offspring, which is probably what they're brooding on right now. But absolutely awesome birds. And they got this little, cage that is kind of protruding from the building. So this is not part of the like straight to curved roof things. I'm very good at architectural descriptions. But their enclosure kind of protrudes from the building. We'll actually see that protrusion in the next episode as well, because there's something else attached to it. But
those over here skylights are amazing.
Yes, and over here we've got the yellow-faced Mina, which shares the enclosure with them.
That one I recognized again from mods. Cool. But
what I also love about that enclosure, and I should specify love in like the Planet Zoo liking jank way, and not in the this is such a good zoo design way. But there's some exposed like bright white radiators in the back of that enclosure, and that's just so janky. But yeah, more of the toucan, and then we're gonna move into first this. This is some emblem. I don't know what it stands for or what it means, but I always thought it looked pretty cool. So
is it from the city the zoo is in?
I don't. That's a good one. Maybe, or I don't know. It has a bird on it, so maybe it's like bird related. I don't know. But yeah, this room over here used to be home of the what's it called, wreathed hornbill. And it used to be a separate thing, but now it's the wreathed hornbill moved to the elephant building, so we'll see that over there. But there's still tons of other birds in here, and my favorite in here, even though they're very loud, is the grosbeak starling, and we'll see them in a second. Because they're always flying around making lots of noise. They're super active, so they're always really fun to go around. Over here we can also see the Bali Mina sitting on that little birdhouse.
I love how the switches are just like just open. Anyone could basically walk up to it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can also see the roof windows can open because today was a pretty hot day. But yeah, there's so much. Over here we can see that. That's what I meant with the grosbeak starlings being super active and always going all over the place. Over here in the back we can also see this is the common emerald dove over here. And we can see a bit of a waterfall type thing in the back here, which is no longer being used. I'm not sure what this area was or if it was just part of this, but yeah, still old stuff, basically.
Yeah, that's the one thing that you can really tell about this building. It's really showing its age, and not in a bad way, but in like, yeah, this has been here for ages.
Depends who you ask as well. Some people definitely are dying to see this renovated. But yeah, going back to some older footage over here, there we can see the reef hornbill flying around in this space. So it was so freaking cool to be in a space with a bird like that. I'm sure not everyone would love it, but I did. Super cool.
That's awesome.
And yeah, that was what was that again? That was the Nicobar pigeon. Yes, I have my notes with me. But yeah, super awesome. So we are getting to the end of this this bird enclosure, and then we'll check out the rest of the Rivièrahall. There's still lots of stuff to see. But yeah, just taking in all of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm more quiet than I usually am because I'm literally doing that. I'm taking it all in. It is such a calming building.
Yeah, despite all of the birds screaming around you, it's quite calming and nice. So this pillar over here is actually kind of the nests of the grosbeak starlings. Yes. But they also have a regular backstage over there. You can see them flying into. So there we go. I think we're gonna take one more peek at that backstage for them and at the birds themselves.
Yeah, these doors have seen better days.
There we go. So we can see inside. Not that much.
Fence.
Whoa! I could have never have guessed that there would be a fence in a zoo. But yeah. So that's it for this part. And there's a ton of education about the Amazon, about most of the birds in here are actually Asian, so the toucan are kind of an odd one out.
I saw wheels in the back and I thought it was a zookeeper and I was scared on your behalf.
Yeah, I was definitely on my toes there. Yeah, what's fun is over here, there's still a ton of education about the hornbill because, that's what this space used to be about. And I think that's actually something we should do in St. Reginald every now and then, like find a building that's been repurposed, and then there's still a lot of signs of what it used to be in there. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That would be awesome.
Well, yeah, back to the playground. We're gonna take a quick peek around because I picked a moment where there weren't that many kids yet, so I could actually film it a little bit. And over here we got one of the many photo booths that this zoo has. Zoo photo is popping up all over the place. I've mentioned it many times already. But I mean, Burgess has them, Beekseberg has them, Blijdorp has them. They're really everywhere. This wheel, I absolutely love. I have so many good memories of playing with that wheel as a kid. But yeah, the building could be a lot cooler. Of course, in the last episode we mentioned the mirror of this zoo.
Yeah, the symmetry.
And this building, the symmetry, yes. And this building is right in the center of that. So this building is mirrored on both sides. So on this side you have the victoriaserre. On the other side, you would have the primate houses. There's an exit on this side, which goes into the Chinese garden.
wow.
And there's an exit on the other side as well. But yeah, the Chinese garden we'll check out in probably not the next episode, but the one after that, when we go into the Asia area. But yeah, you can see the building looming over you as you enter this. It's so freaking cool.
We're gonna ignore that for a minute. I thought, hey, there's another one with a camera and that mouse like you.
Nope. This is also really cool. There is some, the old inhabitants and the old signage of the zoo has been put up here. So you can see all of the animals that used to be in this zoo. So you can see orangutans, desert lynx. I think there's some types of crocodiles. There's a little backstage door.
This was really from the days where zoos were like, yeah, we need to have as many different animals as possible.
Yep.
You can clearly see that. Wow.
Yep. And then on this side, I really like those sharks and stuff. On this side, you've got another exit, just like we had on the other side, because, symmetry is very important. And this goes to the Africa area, so we won't see this area for a while. But over there you've got the stalls of the rhino, and this over here is the backstage of the restaurant as well, so they dump a lot of stuff here. The restaurant actually is where that tower used to be, the tower that we mentioned in the last episode as well. Here we got some backstage of the restaurant, so just a lot of stuff dumped in one place.
I feel like that's one of the very distinct things about zoos versus like the more high-end theme parks. Like, they will try their best to make sure that you never see that, and zoos for the longest time were like, whatever.
Yeah,
you'll see it.
There is a fence around it, but the door was open. So on this side, we've got actually the remnants of some kind of enclosure. I'm not sure what this is, and it really intrigues me. But yeah, even this is just a backstage where they dumped a lot of stuff.
I feel like that's also like a thing of zoos. Like, just put it over there.
We got this space over here. It's fine. And then over here is some bathrooms, so we're not going to record that. What's also hidden, and I feel like it would be either on that side or somewhere near the victoriaserre. But this building actually houses the other Komodo dragon. There's one Komodo dragon, which we'll see in the next episode, but they're solitary animals, so they separate them, and one of them is being held somewhere in this building, but I have no idea where. Then over here we have a little gift shop, which used to be the gift shop of the Vrienden van Blijdorp, the non-profit organization that raises money for the zoo. But they got another store now, which we saw 2 episodes ago.
Okay, this is cool.
Yes. So this is the Rivièrahall restaurant. I'm sure it has another name that I can't come up with right now. We've got a little kids play area, and we've got this central thing. And I think this central thing right here is where the tower used to be.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
So
wow, I do love the lamps.
Yeah, this is a beautiful place. I mean, it was a lot cooler a year ago, because then there were flags everywhere with red pandas on them.
Felt like, what the hell was it a year ago that it was cooler than this? But yeah, okay.
But yeah, bam. There we go. Oh yeah, it's a terrace hall. That's what the restaurant's called. So, but yeah, that's Rivièrahall right there.
Okay, and you can see cool.
The mirror continues over here with the bridges in the back and just this entire terrace and everything around here. It's completely symmetrical and mirrored, and even the lemur islands are mirrored.
It's so extra, but it's such an incredible concept for a zoo, and it is pretty much one of a kind. I don't think there's many zoos like this, and it's absolutely incredible. Yeah,
and they're trying to restore as much of that as possible.
I'm glad that they are, because to be honest, that's one of the coolest things about this zoo. So
Yeah, and there we
You
have
should
another
get
entrance.
rid of this. Like,
Yes,
I
please.
know you like the whale, but no.
No, they gotta mic it.
Yeah, they gotta mic it. They gotta mic it and literally mic it, so this should be full of plants.
Yes. Yeah, there's no there's some areas of the symmetry that are not gonna get restored, like the elephant enclosure.
Yeah.
The giraffe field has elements of it in there, but they're not gonna change it completely because you need the space nowadays. But yeah, they are. I mean, if they like restore a monument, they get a lot of penny press. They get a lot of subsidies of the like the municipality as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of incentive to restore monuments that way. I know that was a thing with the red panda enclosure as well.
Wow.
But speaking of restoring monuments, though, over here we've got some of the statues that are actually supposed to be on top of the building on this side, but they are in the process of being restored. I don't know for how long already. I feel like this has been here for over a year, so I'm not sure if they'll ever be finished.
Yeah,
but
a family of mine are professional restorers of paintings, and that takes several months up until several years. So yeah, that I can understand that thing has been there for like over a year now. It takes time.
It is cool that you can see the statues up close, though.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But yeah, that is pretty much it for the Rivièrahall. There's one more thing I want to talk about. At the start of the episode, I mentioned the filtration garden. And over here is actually a super cool interactive sign that lets you think about water and handling water sustainably. So over here, it explains the entire plaza over here. There's actually one big storage of water. You can see on the left how that water is stored underneath the plaza. Then the filtration garden works as a biofilter. There's underground storage of the water. And then they can reuse the rainwater of this plaza to, water the plants, to give water to the animals. So super, super cool already. But then over here, there's also a sign teaching you how you can be better in your water behaviors, how you can waste less water. So there's all these quiz questions where you have to answer how many tiles are in your garden, what happens to the rainwater in your house, does it run into the yard, do you capture it and reuse it later. So there's all these questions that you have to answer, and you get points for each question. And once you complete the entire quiz, you can check how many points you got, and it'll say whether or not you're doing a good job or not.
Wow.
And this, in particular, I know that in my latest video, that was actually this week, the Bonobo video, there was this interactive sign that I felt like the interactivity of it didn't add much. And I think this is such a fantastic example of it doing that, because the sign is actually exactly the same as this one. You've got this rotating thing, but here it actually does something, because you rotate it and it will tell you, okay, you had this many points. So I had 11 points, I think. So okay, the water that I waste is equal to that of a rhino when a rhino spills taking a bath. If you were to do better, you would be the same as a pygmy hippo taking a bath. If you do even better, it's the same as a raccoon, how much water a raccoon uses when it washes its food. If you do even better, you're as much as an otter spills when it dives smoothly into the water. And the worst thing is the amount of water an elephant spills taking a bath. So I just love it so much. This is
really cool. Yeah. Really, really nice.
Yeah. Super awesome. So that was the Rivièrahall. Over here we got the victoriaserre from outside. Got to see a bit of that.
Incredible.
But we'll see even more of that in the next episode, where we will be heading into the Asia area, starting with the Amur area. And we got this beautiful music. This was during the summer festival. So, Eben, thank you for joining me once again.
Thank you for leaving me speechless at the end.
We'll see you in the next episode. Well, Eben probably won't, because I'll finally let him do something else for once.
You say that. I'll be here in the next episode.
No.
Bye.
Bye.